fight with action too, with plow and who, with association and public meetings, collective petitions and protests, but never, under any pretext, and for any purpose, with whatever material weapon, be it stone or bomb, club or rifle, stake or axe. These words preceded Radić's acquaintance with Gandhi's life and activities, and show their deep spiritual kinship. Stjepan Radić in the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats and Slovenes first tried, as a leader of the peasant party, to gain support in Europe, in Paris, London, Vienna, for his republican, democratic and pacifist ideas of an alliance of South Slavic people, but against the monarchism, oligarchy and militarism that were imposed. But he did not obtain the support. Then he understood that he should have to fight an inner struggle inside the kingdom. And his party achieved excellent results at the elections in 1925, but the king prevented it from entering the government if it does not renounce to republicanism. In that moment, Radić, knowing that they must take an active part in the politics, renounced to the attribute Republican in the name of his party, so it became Croatian Republican Peasant Party, became Croatian Peasant Party, and then the members, the representatives of the party, were allowed to enter the government with the Serbian Radical Party, but the coalition disintegrated very soon. You can imagine the reasons, I will not go into details. However, at the same time, the party did a great work on spreading the literacy of the peasants, education, introduction into public life, and improving their living conditions. Until 1927, Radić had to fight with the authorities in Belgrade, but also with the representatives of the Serbs in Croatia, because they cooperated with Belgrade against Croatia. And then he made a third move. He approached the representatives of the Serbs in Croatia, headed by Stjepan Radić, who was then president of the Serbian Democratic Party in Croatia. At that moment, Radić accepted the cooperation, because he experienced that, however, not only Croats, but also the Serbs in Croatia are discriminated against by the Belgrade authorities. So now, there was no more conflict between Croats and Serbs. It was a conflict of Croats and Croatian Serbs against the Belgrade centralists. It changed the whole situation. In a way, you could say the Belgrade regime lost the chess party, but it reacted drastically. So on June 20th, 1928, a representative of the Serbian Radical Party, People's Radical Party, and head of the organization of the Serbian Chetniks, Radić, in the middle of the assembly in Belgrade, pulled out a gun and started firing bullets and killed the Croatian Peasant Party leaders, Radić and Pavle Radić, wounded two others who survived, and wounded Stjepan Radić so that he died 2 months later on the 8th, 1928 at 8 hours. The cold background of the murder was visible from the obvious data that Radić calmly walked out of the assembly after the murder, went to the minister's room in the parliament and shouted, "Long life, great Serbia," in front of the ministers. then calmly left the building and walked along Masaryk Street. When he was later, however, under the international pressure, tried and sentenced to 20 years in prison in Zabela near Požarevac, he was given an entire floor of a villa outside the prison for his stay, and 3 people for his servants, and he could go out day and night. Gandhi was assassinated in 1948, exactly 20 years later. He was killed by Nathuram Vinayak Godse, a member of, let us say, extremist wings of Indian politics at the times,